In life, certain moments seem to await their own revelation, and some hearts silently prepare for blessings that will exceed their expectations. Today, we will discuss a deeply spiritual and intimate subject, the union that Allah secretly prepares for two souls. Sometimes, without us even being fully aware of it, Allah guides our thoughts, feelings, and actions toward what is destined to come true. This union is not simply a coincidence or the product of time. It is a path carefully traced by the Creator, a divine process that prepares hearts and minds to find one another. Allah teaches us in the Quran and through the Hadith that everything has its perfect time. Patience, faith, and perseverance are essential keys to recognizing and embracing this moment. When He says that the wait is over, it is a promise of guidance, an assurance that silent efforts, sincere prayers, and pure intentions are never wasted. Every trial, every moment of doubt, and every feeling of loneliness is part of this divine preparation, allowing souls to mature and align perfectly with the destiny Allah has planned. We will explore together how Allah secretly prepares the union of two hearts, how to recognize the signs of this divine guidance, and above all, how to remain patient and confident until the moment when this blessed union manifests. This is not just a human encounter. It is a rendezvous with destiny, a meeting orchestrated by the one who knows hearts better than anyone. Faith and spiritual vigilance allow us to perceive these signs and understand that everything is perfectly orchestrated, even in the invisible. May this video be a light for you on the path of patience and trust, a reminder that every sincere intention is seen by Allah, and that waiting is never in vain. The union you hope for is already being prepared, and when the time comes, everything will align according to divine wisdom. 1. Context and meaning. In Islam, the union between two souls is never simply a matter of chance. It is often described as a meeting guided by Allah, a convergence of destinies that occurs when the moment is divinely chosen. This union is much more than a simple human relationship. It is a profound spiritual bond, a balance between two hearts that prepare each other to grow, support, and elevate in faith. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows the path of each being and prepares them, sometimes silently, for the day their souls will join. Inner preparation is an essential step before any blessed union. It is not only the wait for the perfect moment that matters, but also the way each person works on their own heart and mind, purifying oneself, strengthening one's faith, cultivating patience, and sincerely turning to Allah are actions that pave the way for a harmonious union. In Islam, the soul ready to receive a blessing is one who has aligned with the divine guidance, nourishing their heart with values, pure intentions, and spiritual understanding. This preparation transforms the union into a sacred and lasting bond, rather than a mere temporary rapprochement. The Quran and the Hadith offer many teachings on how Allah unites hearts. The Quran mentions that souls are destined to find their complement, and that human relationships, when sincere and guided by Allah, bring peace, tranquility, and mutual support. The Hadith also remind us that love and marriage must be based on piety and sincerity, for it is purity of intention and respect for divine guidance that guarantee the success of this union. Every blessed union reflects a harmony between destiny, personal efforts, and divine will. Understanding this spiritual context allows us to see the union not as an isolated event, but as a sacred process. Allah watches and prepares hearts, sometimes long before individuals themselves become aware of what is happening. Subtle signs, inexplicable feelings, and moments of synchronicity are all reminders that union is being built in the invisible. Recognizing this guidance allows us to detach ourselves from the anxiety of waiting and focus on purifying the heart and spiritual growth. Thus, the concept of divine and spiritual union in Islam is not limited to the physical meeting of two people. It encompasses inner preparation, trust in Allah's wisdom, and the acceptance that every trial, every moment of patience, and every sincere prayer contribute to building this blessing. Understanding this context offers profound serenity. It reminds us that everything happens in perfect time and according to divine plan, and that every heart that prepares itself with faith and sincerity will receive the reward of a truly blessed union. 2. Spiritual and emotional preparation. Before a blessed union can manifest in reality, Allah begins by guiding hearts and preparing souls. This preparation is subtle, often invisible to those who do not take the time to meditate and reflect. Every experience, every emotional challenge, and every deep feeling are part of this divine process. Allah places situations in our path that teach us patience, understanding, tolerance, and inner strength. Thus, even before meeting the other person, each soul learns to know itself, purify its intentions, and align its desires with what is right and beneficial. There are often subtle signs that one can feel before a union takes place. Sometimes it is an inexplicable feeling of peace or inner certainty, a premonition that something precious is approaching. Other times, it is repetitive coincidences, encounters, or words that seem to have special meaning. These signs should not be ignored, as they are often Allah's way of preparing hearts for the future union. Recognizing and interpreting these signs requires constant attention, meditation, and sincere faith. Patience and trust in Allah are essential pillars in this preparation phase. It is natural to feel impatience, doubts, or worries when awaiting a significant union. But Allah teaches that waiting is never in vain and that every step along the way has a specific purpose. Patience is not simply an action. It is an active commitment to remaining aligned with God's will, to continuing to elevate oneself spiritually, and to nourishing the heart with positive thoughts and pure intentions. Trust in Allah transforms the anxiety of waiting into serenity and allows one to welcome the future union with gratitude and humility. To support this preparation, there are powerful spiritual practices and prayers. Regular prayer, salat, strengthens the connection with Allah and purifies the heart. Thoughtful reading of the Quran, meditation on its words, and sincere supplication, dua, to seek guidance and clarity are all tools for aligning the soul with divine destiny. It is also beneficial to practice introspection, evaluate one's intentions, and seek self-improvement before forming a deep bond with someone else. These practices help strengthen trust in Allah and welcome the future union with a clear heart, ready to love in a pure and sincere way. In short, spiritual and emotional preparation is a path of inner transformation. Allah guides souls, sends signs, and places experiences along the way that shape character and heart. Patience, trust, and spiritual practices are not just steps. They are the foundation upon which the blessed union will be built. Understanding this process allows us to see the wait not as an emptiness, but as a sacred time of growth, learning, and purification, preparing the soul to receive a truly harmonious and blessed union. 3. Challenges and obstacles. Before a blessed union can come to fruition, trials and obstacles often arise along the way. These difficulties are not punishments or accidents. They are part of God's divine plan, a way for Allah to prepare hearts, test faith, and strengthen patience. Each obstacle, whether emotional, social, or even internal, plays a specific role in building the future union. Delays, misunderstandings, personal or family challenges should not be interpreted as signs of rejection, but rather as opportunities for purification and growth. Challenges before union can take many forms. Sometimes they involve uncertainties in feelings, moments of doubt or confusion about compatibility with the other person. Other times, they are external constraints, such as distance, family responsibilities, or financial challenges. They can also be internal struggles, such as fear of failure, anxiety, or past emotional wounds. Each of these challenges serves a purpose. It allows the soul to prepare for the true love, patience, and wisdom necessary for a lasting and harmonious union. It is essential to recognize these obstacles as signs of divine preparation. Allah knows what each heart needs to be ready to receive His blessing. Delays or complications do not mean that union will not occur. They simply show that further maturation, purification, or reflection is necessary before the perfect moment arrives. For example, a repeated misunderstanding can teach patience and communication, while a temporary separation can strengthen trust in Allah and His plan. Interpreting trials in this way transforms the perception of difficulties. They become tools for growth and signs that preparation continues, guided by divine wisdom. Many testimonies and life experiences illustrate this process. Some people describe going through long periods of loneliness, doubt, or separation before their union materialized in unexpected and blessed ways. Others recount how the challenges they encountered helped them understand themselves better, purify their intentions, and become spiritually stronger. These experiences show that obstacles are never useless. They serve to build character, strengthen faith, and prepare two souls to meet in a state of serenity, maturity, and sincere love. Thus, understanding challenges and obstacles as necessary components of divine preparation allows us to approach the weight with a positive attitude. Every difficulty, no matter how painful, is a lesson, a reminder that Allah is preparing something precious. Rather than becoming discouraged by delays or trials, it is recommended to remain patient, pray sincerely, and seek personal and spiritual growth. It is this inner preparation, shaped by obstacles and trials, that makes the final union not only possible, but deeply harmonious and blessed. 4. The moment of union. After patience, preparation, and trials, the long-awaited moment approaches. The blessed union between two hearts guided by Allah. This moment is never a coincidence. It is the result of an inner journey, spiritual and emotional preparation, and divine guidance that orchestrates every invisible step. The transition to this reunion is not only physical, it is also emotional and spiritual, marked by a perfect synchronization between souls. Before the union takes place, certain spiritual and emotional signs appear. These signs may manifest as a feeling of deep peace, an inner certainty that the wait is coming to an end, or even repetitive coincidences that seem almost divine. It may be a change in life's circumstances, an unexpected alignment of plans, or a chance encounter that transforms the course of events. Emotions also become clearer. A sense of serenity replaces anxiety, patience becomes natural, and the heart is ready to receive the other in the light of sincere love and faith. Union is a meeting orchestrated by Allah. It manifests when the two souls are ready and aligned. This perfect synchronization is the result of a long inner process, often invisible to others. Every sincere prayer, every act of soul purification, every moment of patience has contributed to preparing for this precise moment. It is therefore essential to recognize the importance of gratitude. Welcoming this union with gratitude to Allah transforms the encounter into a true spiritual blessing. To welcome this union with humility It is important to remember that this bond is not only a personal accomplishment, but a spiritual responsibility. The love that unites these two hearts must be guided by kindness, patience, and mutual respect. Humility consists of understanding that this union is a divine gift and that its success depends on continuity in faith, prayer, and gratitude. Rather than focusing solely on personal satisfaction, one must cultivate a love that inspires spiritual growth and closeness to Allah. This moment of reunion is also an opportunity for spiritual strengthening. It is not merely a temporary emotional happiness, but a starting point for building a lasting and blessed relationship. The two souls must continue to support each other, remembering divine guidance in every decision and nurturing their bond with acts of faith and piety. The union thus becomes a channel of blessing, not only for the individuals involved, but also for those around them and their community. In short, the moment of union is a celebration of patience, preparation, and faith. It marks the completion of a spiritual and emotional journey, while reminding us that each preliminary step was necessary. The union of two hearts aligned with divine will is a reminder that everything in life has its perfect timing, that every sincere effort is recognized by Allah, and that true love manifests itself when souls are ready to receive it. Welcoming this union with gratitude and humility transforms this moment into a sacred gift, ready to be experienced with faith, respect, and devotion. 5. Impact of the union. Once the blessed union takes place, its effects are not limited to immediate emotional joy. The spiritual encounter profoundly transforms individuals, both personally and spiritually. The union acts like a mirror for each partner, revealing strengths and weaknesses, areas for improvement, and qualities to cultivate. Each interaction becomes an opportunity for growth, understanding, and self-deepening. Patience, tolerance, and compassion become pillars of this relationship, guiding both souls toward an emotional and spiritual maturity that exceeds what they could have achieved alone. On a spiritual level, the union strengthens the bond with Allah. It reminds us that every blessing in life is the result of divine guidance, and that efforts of preparation, patience, and prayer are never in vain. When two sincere hearts come together, they become a vehicle for faith, gratitude, and continued worship. The union creates an environment in which religious practice and daily spirituality are mutually supported. Praying together, meditating on the Quran, and invoking Allah for guidance and protection become natural habits, strengthening the spiritual bond between the two partners, while strengthening their relationship with the Creator. This personal transformation is also manifested in each individual's outlook on life. Challenges become learning opportunities, trials are met with resilience, and gratitude becomes a constant state of mind. The partners begin to support not only each other's personal aspirations, but also each other's spiritual growth. This alliance becomes a shared path toward moral excellence and closeness to Allah, with every action and decision guided by wisdom and faith. It is important to understand that the blessed union does not mark the end of the spiritual path, but a new beginning. The relationship becomes a sacred space to continue growing together, practicing patience, and strengthening piety. Trials may still arise, but they are now experienced with the certainty that the union is protected by divine guidance and that every difficulty is an opportunity to strengthen the bond and faith. Love then becomes a means of serving Allah, cultivating kindness, loyalty, and a mutual respect in every aspect of life. Finally, the union has a lasting impact on the community and those around them. When two individuals are guided by Allah and live their relationship with respect, faith, and gratitude, they become a blessing to their family and loved ones. Their union inspires others to seek sincere and spiritually aligned relationships, demonstrating that patience, prayer, and trust in Allah lead to harmonious and profoundly beneficial results. Thus, the impact of the blessed union goes beyond mere individual happiness. It transforms the heart, uplifts the soul, and strengthens faith, while providing a spiritual model for others. The union becomes a means of growing together, drawing closer to Allah, and experiencing a relationship based on pure love, patience, and gratitude. This spiritual and emotional harmony demonstrates that every preparation, every trial, and every moment of waiting was essential to welcoming a truly blessed and lasting union.
6. Conclusion and inspiring message. In conclusion, the story of two hearts preparing for union under the guidance of Allah is a powerful reminder that everything in life has its perfect timing. Every step of the way, from inner preparation to patience in the face of challenges through subtle signs and trials, is orchestrated by divine wisdom. Nothing happens by chance. This journey is an invitation to reflection, purification of the heart, and complete trust in the will of Allah. We have explored how spiritual and emotional preparation is essential to welcoming another with a pure and sincere heart. Every life experience, every moment of solitude, every personal trial is a way to strengthen patience, faith, and resilience. This preparation is not just a step, it is the foundation upon which a lasting union will be built. We have also seen that challenges and obstacles are never signs of rejection. They are opportunities for growth, lessons that allow us to better understand ourselves and others and to draw closer to Allah. Patience and trust during these difficult times transform the waiting into a sacred time, filled with learning and purification. The moment of union is then a visible manifestation of all this inner work. It is the culmination where two hearts aligned with divine will meet, ready to build a relationship based on love, faith, gratitude, and mutual respect. This union is not only an emotional joy, it is a spiritual commitment, an opportunity to grow together and nurture closeness to Allah through daily life and shared acts of piety. The impact of union is felt not only on the individuals involved, but also on those around them and their community. A relationship guided by Allah becomes a model of patience, tolerance, and kindness, inspiring others to seek sincere connections aligned with faith. Union then becomes a source of continuous blessing, transforming hearts and lives with its harmonious presence. Finally, the essential message is clear. Allah sees and guides hearts. He knows what each soul needs to be ready to meet its other half. The key is to remain patient, trusting, and sincere in prayer and intentions. Even when the wait seems long or difficult, each experience has a purpose, and each moment prepares the soul to welcome union at the perfect time. By maintaining this faith, each person can live with serenity, knowing that the reunion of hearts will occur exactly at Allah's will. This certainty brings inner peace, transforms waiting into growth, and makes the final union even more precious and blessed. Patience, preparation, and trust are therefore the keys to welcoming a harmonious and lasting relationship, guided by pure love and divine wisdom. At this point, it is essential to turn inward and reflect on one's own spiritual path. Each viewer is invited to ask themselves, am I truly ready for the union I desire? Have I purified my heart, cultivated my patience, and strengthened my connection with Allah? A blessed union is not just a meeting between two people, but a convergence of hearts already prepared by faith, patience, and divine wisdom. While waiting for this moment, it is crucial to remain deeply connected to Allah. This involves sincere prayer, meditation on the Quran, and the daily practice of gratitude and kindness. Every act of piety, however small, prepares the heart to welcome the blessing of union at the perfect moment. Trust in Allah must be constant. Every trial, every apparent delay
is part of the divine plan to prepare you for a pure and lasting love. Viewers are also encouraged to examine their own personal growth. Waiting is not wasted time. It is a sacred period to develop patience, resilience, and humility. Investing in one's own spiritual and emotional maturity allows one to enter into union with a pure heart, ready to share sincere love guided by faith. Finally, this call to action aims to inspire perseverance and optimism. Even if the path seems long or fraught with obstacles, it is important to remember that every sincere effort is recognized by Allah. Regular prayer, purification of the soul, and complete trust in divine wisdom transform the wait into a time of enriching preparation. Each viewer is invited to meditate, pray, and remain vigilant in their actions, in order to create an inner life that corresponds to the beauty and blessing of the union that awaits them. Thus, the video concludes with a message of hope, patience, and faith. The reunion of hearts will occur at the perfect time, and those who remain connected to Allah and faithful to their inner path will experience a blessed, harmonious, and deeply spiritual union.